Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Intelligent Logistics podcast from Position Imaging. My name is Greg Brantner. I'm the Director of Marketing here at Position Imaging. I'm happy today to talk to Matthew Knopf. He's Position Imaging's VP of Partnership. On today's podcast, we're going to talk about trends in shopping overall, and then get into the details of some of the retail technology solutions that we're coming up with to help with those trends. So, Matthew, welcome. Thank you for taking the time to join me today.
Thank you, Greg. Pleasure to be here. Very happy to talk about this topic. It's one I feel passionate about.
Let's get into it. Consumer shopping habits have continued to evolve over the last 5, 10, and 20 years. Talk about those changes and the rise of the omnichannel shopper.
One of the initial areas I wanted to start off with is the global BOPIS market in and of itself. Due to the pandemic, it hastened its expansion, and the global BOPIS market is expected to reach more than $700 billion by 2027. And U.S. shoppers have spent over $95 billion via BOPIS, which is Buy Online, Pick Up in Store, in 2022, which is only 9% of all e-commerce sales. So we feel that, that combined with the idea that the United States has the largest pickup economy in the world, retailers need the tools and the technology to help make this a more efficient, smoother experience for the customer. Basically, today, 2/3 of all U.S. retail chains are now offering click and collect services. However, the technology that they're using, some of it works, some of it doesn't. And the products that we're developing and piloting and rolling out to our customers help make that experience a smoother, friction-free, self-service based experience for the consumer, with the goals of reducing customer wait times and integrating with retailers, point of sale systems, order management systems, and thereby creating, as I said, a friction-free experience for consumers to buy online and pick up in store.
So really seems like a big opportunity, and also as big as those numbers are, it sounds like we're on the forefront of it. What are some of the opportunities that you see for retailers who are addressing these trends by investing in technology for the shopping, to enhance the shopping experience from online to in-store?
Absolutely. Well, one of the biggest issues confronting retailers today, and this is based on a recent study, the number one issue that retailers are experiencing is staffing. The lack of staff to serve and or fulfill these orders by customers when they come into the store. So through the utilization of technology, typically we're not looking to replace jobs. We're actually looking to free up retail associates so they can serve and sell the customer, and basically taking the need for a retail associate to look for a customer's order away from the retailer and putting it in the hands of the customer. So they can come into the store, scan their QR code, look for their package, pick up their package, and leave the store. And it's really just that simple. Wait times, typically when you go into a traditional retailer who's using a staffed pickup counter, you can take 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes. I'm sure we all have the apocryphal story of waiting to pick up a product from another retailer during the holiday season, and you're waiting, there's a 20-person line, and the staff is doing the best they can. However, through our products and our technology, we eliminate the need for that queue. We also eliminate the need for the staff basically to go look for a package. They can set the package in the shelving system, so then when a customer places their order, the retailer places it on the shelf, the customer gets a QR code, they come into the store, they scan it, and they pick it up.
How does Position Imaging's iPick Point streamline that click and collect process for customers that do want to buy online and then pick up in store?
Great question, Greg. Basically, through our iPick platform, we've utilized computer vision, artificial intelligence, and obviously good old-fashioned mobile devices and QR codes. And what we've done is we've streamlined the entire process of when you would normally have to come into the store, present your receipt, present your purchase order. We basically automated all that through software. So Once the retail associate stages a package for pickup, the whole system basically alerts the customer that it's ready to be picked up. And then you just come in, they receive a QR code on their mobile device, they scan it on a kiosk or a tablet or a monitor. And our technology communicates, obviously, wirelessly to the system. And through either our iClip or our computer vision, it will light up and direct the customer as to where their package is. They walk over, they pick up the package, they return the iClip, or they simply end their session. It's that simple.
Yeah, sounds real simple. We've all had that time where you've had to wait in line. You don't know what the expected wait time is going to be. How so? Speaking of that, self serve at checkout, self serve at retail, self serve is growing. Do you have any stats or numbers about what how this how much more common it is, how much more consumers want to use it?
I think there's a generational aspect to this that I think the younger generations are more receptive to self-service. Now, large retailers and grocery chains have been using self-checkout kiosks for years. We're simply expanding the self-checkout experience by adding on the technology to allow you to pick up a package, even though you may not have purchased it in the store on that visit. You purchased it previously online. And what we're finding is 73% of consumers would prefer to self-serve their pickup, self-serve their return, or self-serve their shipping. It's more or less the preferred method of people interacting with the retailer.
Now, you'd mentioned labor challenges up top. I know reading the news, you often see about store cuts or you see about staffing issues. How does that pick a point help retailers maintain the expected levels of service despite the shortage of retail associates?
Basically, and I think we're all familiar with it, the staffing shortages are leading to a lower level of service. What our system allows retailers to do is stage packages even before the store opens. So then all the packages that are scheduled to be picked up that day can already be pre-staged. Once the store opens, that retail associate does not necessarily need to be there. And as we like to say, our system frees them to serve and sell. What does that mean? Well, we can integrate with the retail system, audio system throughout the store. So if there is a problem, they'll know through their headset. But for the most part, the system goes very smoothly and simply. Somebody picks up their package and they're in and out of the store, and their need to actually interact with someone is minimal. And what we're finding is that is a preferred method of retail shopping that people want to see more and more of.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it makes sense freeing up the staff to be able to serve customers in store, help drive add-on sales there. I guess, digging into that a little bit more, what are some of the current challenges and operational efficiencies of the existing returns processes that you're seeing at retail?
Well, I think one of the biggest issues is actually qualifying the return itself. And what our system will allow, you can pre-qualify the return before you even get to the store. So the system will already know, the point of sale system the retailer uses will already know what product you're returning, when it was purchased, all the other specifics relating to it. And then you'd be assigned a return, let's say, number, registration number. And once you go to the system, and that will all be displayed again through a QR code on your mobile device. And you simply scan that, and the system will automatically pick up your return. And then you return the product, and you receive a receipt or store credit or a cash return, and that's it. I know it sounds very simple, and there's a lot of work in the background going on between the two systems communicating, but all that really matters is the experience of the customer and how quickly and easily and simply they can actually complete these types of tasks that used to take 10, 15, 20 minutes, lots of back and forth and calling different people in the store, because basically all the information has been collected up front. So then when you're actually in the store conducting the transaction, whether it be a pickup or a return, all the data related to that transaction is already in the system and is already pulled up.
So the benefits to both retailers, the staff, and the consumer, the shoppers, in the front of the house seem very apparent. What about all the data from an operational standpoint? In the back of the house, what are the operational efficiencies that you can see with iPickupPoint?
Well, I think one of the biggest things and one of the biggest challenges to retailers these days is shrinkage or fraud. And so what the system allows through our computer vision and machine learning and artificial intelligence, we're able to track A, the busy times, B, how often specific customers return or items, and then C, they can immediately track like every single interaction with the system is photo, time, and date stamped. So the retailer will be able to bookend when something was picked up or when something was returned. And not even that, though, they'll have a data in the system that will allow them to determine, was this a good return? Did they take other items that weren't theirs? And that is a missing component right now in the returns process, where there is that level of detail it's all manual. And so we eliminate the manual process, and then also at the same time, it's all documented. Now I could get into it. We have an entire back-end portal that allows the retailer to track, as I said, the traffic. When are the busy times? So they'll know when the busy times are for people to pick up a return. And then on top of all that, they'll know exactly who came in, when they picked up a return, when the transaction ended. And from a security standpoint, that type of information is important because it bookends the actual transaction. And that is something that doesn't exist right now. They do have obviously in-store cameras and the ability to track, customers in the store. But again, most of that is done manually through on-site security or camera system. But the ability for that to then tie into the actual transaction itself, it's completing the puzzle and putting in the final piece that actually allows you then to attach that interaction to an actual product.
You mentioned traffic in terms of high traffic periods. Another huge challenge for retailers is driving additional foot traffic. And based on the industry, they're trying various tactics to draw people in store. Can you elaborate on how iPickupPoint combines BOPIS capabilities, BORIS capabilities, and out-of-home shipping services to enhance foot traffic?
Excellent, Greg. I'm going to take a moment here and take a step back, though. What you're alluding to is perhaps the biggest shift in the consumer behavior, and that was the term you used at the beginning of the podcast here, was the omnichannel shopper. They're a high utilizer of online shopping, but then they also like to go into the store. And then they can go into the store to pick up their purchase or to return their purchase. And that's the most important aspect of the system, is that our platform generates more in-store footfall. And statistically, when somebody does go into a store to pick up or return a package, 44% of the time, they typically make an additional purchase. Now, you can call that an impulse purchase or something that they forgot that they needed, but the idea of increasing footfall in the store is a very, very important metric for all retailers. And the idea that not only are you increasing the footfall, but then statistically has been proven, purchases are actually made by those customers when they go into the store.
That's a very comprehensive view of the system and its services. I think what I'm gathering is iPickupPoint exists to help address future trends. Let's look even further ahead. What are your thoughts on the future of self-service at retail, the evolution of the omni-channel customer that you just talked about, and really the returns process in general? Do you have any kind of 20,000 foot view thoughts on it?
Absolutely. I'm actually going to take a step further, and I'm going to go to 30,000 feet. Kidding. Retail stores, and I think everybody is aware of, the number of people going into stores is decreasing. The logistics needed to ship or return a package are increasing, and that increased costs. Through our platform, what we're able to do, and this is a big movement within the retail market, is all the retail stores are almost becoming mini logistics and fulfillment centers. And so therefore, based on the locality and the customer's regional or geographic location, products can be shipped to the retail store to allow them to pick it up. In addition to that, picking up in the store is incredibly more cost efficient than actually delivering to their house. So if you're able to put a product in a regionally close proximity to the customers and use that as a mini fulfillment center, that then you're reducing costs, you're reducing shipping costs, you're increasing security, and you're making it easier for the customer to not only pick up what they purchased, but then make additional purchases, which then goes back to what we were originally saying, increasing footfall within the store. Now, I know I keep on going back to that, but at the end of the day, retail, online purchases will always happen, but people will always continue to go into a store. What we need to find is that balance of allowing them to purchase in store, but also keeping the customers coming into the stores. And so therefore, the hybrid solution of changing retail locations into mini fulfillment centers is really working out well for the retailers and the customers.
I think that's a great place to end it. You've definitely talked about the entire system, about the entire environment, and where things are going. Matthew, thanks for joining me today on Intelligent Logistics, and I look forward to our next chat.
Thank you, Greg. My pleasure.